Most of you are not ready for what happens when this chart breaks out, because this is the total 3. It represents the altcoin markets, and right now it's flashing a signal that a major breakout is imminent for the altcoins. When this breakout happens, all the people who are currently sat in disbelief are going to be forced to FOMO in late, causing major acceleration to the price of altcoins, and I don't think that many of you are prepared for how quickly this can happen. In this video, I'm going to show you all of the major charts and data that are supporting this move, because this move is going to happen much sooner than many people think. Also, I'm going to show you certain ecosystems that are showing on-chain data right now that is indicating that major moves are going to happen for altcoins that have been quiet for a very long time. So if you're wondering whether your altcoins are about to explode in a big way, then hit the like button and let's get into today's video. Now guys, before we jump into that key chart and look at some of the other data, let's quickly understand what's going on with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin does drive the markets and is the indicator to tell us what is about to happen across the altcoins. Now, in a video I made on Sunday, I told you that after that Friday pullback, Bitcoin was going to continue higher once more because the M2 money supply, which Raoul Pal has introduced to the world of crypto, has been pumping harder than you could ever imagine, telling us that we will see all-time highs again for Bitcoin this week, and we will likely see altcoins following along. But I get it. Many people are like, yeah, Bitcoin's pumping. Bitcoin's doubled in price with no altcoin season. Maybe an altcoin season is a myth. Other people saying no altcoin season this time, just dump the altcoin garbage while you still can. I've even seen influencers out there, big influencers, telling you that we won't have an altcoin season. I've seen others saying that we can't possibly have an altcoin season because it's all institutional money, that people aren't going to be going to Uniswap to be buying altcoins. It's just not enough liquidity in the markets. However, all of these tweets came from the end of December, the start of January 2021. When the last altcoin season happened. Because around these dates, at the end of 2020 and into 2021, what do we see? Look, the 3rd of January, Bitcoin dominance fell off the face of a cliff from around 73%. Right now, you can see that Bitcoin dominance has been rising and rising and rising. It's had this first sell-off. It's come back to retest and is now starting to print a very similar pattern while people are still sat in disbelief. Where is the liquidity? We don't have enough liquidity. It's not going to be an altcoin season like normal. Retail won't come back. Guys, retail will come back. They're forced to come back every time altcoins go up. This is Google Trends. This is showing altcoins as a search term on Google right now. It's tiny. It's here. It's like here just before a major altcoin season pumps. Okay? This is where we want to be entering if we haven't entered already. If anything, I think you're a little bit late because things have already started to go pretty crazy for certain altcoins like Sui's, like WorldCoins, like other coins we've been talking about on the channel. And if you've been missing them, if you've been sidelined because you've been following the wrong advice, then make sure you're following the House of Crypto, notification bell turned on, so that you don't miss a beat in these markets and you know exactly where we're heading. So what is this chart that's got me all excited? Is it Doge? No. But I'm going to use this Doge chart to show you something really important. Don't worry, I'm not telling you to go and buy Dogecoin. Relax, okay? I'm just telling you right now that this chart is the key to understanding exactly why that breakout for the altcoins is so imminent. And you don't have to rely on anyone else to give you advice because this is so damn easy to see. If you can't see it in the first time of me showing you it, go and look at it again, go and put it on your charts, and it's going to make perfect sense. Look, every time you have a rally, where the markets get a bit pumped up and excited, altcoins, Bitcoin, whatever it is, pumps up. And then what happens is the smart money exit. Then what happens is the retailers are like, oh, this is the end of the bull market. There's a fake bull market, whatever. They just start to slowly sell off, okay? And then suddenly smart money accumulates and then it wakes up again. And you'll notice that this is the perfect example, okay? Doge comes down and it starts to round off as the sellers get exhausted, the buyers start to step in. And then it goes up, breaks out, retests, and then pumps like crazy. Look at this time, okay? It goes up harder. It pulls back harder because more retailers entered into the space. Around here, most people were saying, oh, retailers won't come back. They're all sad and they've been hurt by lots of pumps and stuff in the past. Same stuff. Same place again. Doge comes down. It rounds off. It pumps up. It comes back. It plays around a little bit. It gets ready for the next move. Every single time. It's not just Dogecoin. Okay, it's not just Doge that does this. And look, Bitcoin does the same. Okay, Bitcoin follows up with the M2. M2 pulls back, rounds off, and then goes up. But this time, unlike before, where you had these big pullbacks for M2, like here And here, the M2 just continues to go up and up and up, meaning that confidence will get restored to the markets. It's just a matter of time. As Bitcoin continues to push, confidence will continue to be there, okay? I know people are like worried and sad right now, but the Bitcoin dominance, if you put it together with the stable coins, if you put it together with the sentiment in the market, is ready to fall down here. And this is what is causing the potential for a major breakout to happen on the total 3 chart. And here it is. This is the total 3. Now, total 3 is the whole market cap of crypto without Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, it's very key because Bitcoin and Ethereum take up a big chunk of the overall market cap. And when this one's rallying, altcoins go crazy. Okay, now what you can see is more recently, we did have like a double top and you can see a decline here. Okay, we have the sell off to the downside. Then what do we get? We get a point here. You see it bounces up, it comes back down, it bounces up, it comes back down. Okay, rounds off, comes up, it bounces above this previous breakout, it comes back to retest it. Okay, the cup and handle, whatever you want to call it, comes back and retests it, and then it starts to move higher. When it breaks beyond the next point, you're not going to see it return. Okay, and you're like, yeah, okay, fine, but how soon is it going to break? Will it be tomorrow? Will it be the next day? Well, we can maybe find a little finer detail here by showing you something else, because you see there's actually a line that goes across the top of here. And when this purple line breaks, things are going to get really damn exciting, okay? Because that purple line will give us the bull flag completion, where you will see this breaking to around a $1.5 trillion market cap, which is around a 50-60% rise. I don't think it's going to stop there, by the way. I think it's going to continue harder into November and December. Don't get me wrong, there could be a small pullback for a few weeks in the summer. I do believe that. But up until then, you're going to see a lot of higher prices coming in. Now, what we can see if we go to a 4-hour chart is that things are getting more and more exciting all the time because we're actually squeezing the price into this little area here. And you can see that these are higher lows coming in. And obviously, eventually, this is going to run out probably within the next 3 to 4 days. Okay, within the next 3 to 4 days, I anticipate that this is going to break. And when it happens, altcoins are going to see some really solid pushes, okay? Probably bigger cap altcoins over smaller caps, but I think you're going to see a big green move for your portfolio over the next week or so ahead, okay? You could see some chop from time to time, but things are about to get really, really damn exciting, okay? I know that people are doubting it. I've seen the comments. I saw them before. This was me back in the last one, 2021. I missed it. I just don't want you to miss it this time because I made the mistakes that many of you are making right now because that also was my first major bull run. And I know it's even harder because you're seeing experienced people in crypto, Twitter, and YouTube. Guys are making YouTube videos who are also getting scared out by the fact that we don't have Bitcoin dominance tumbling down, okay? They're not really understanding what macroeconomic conditions are going to be pushing the bull market. And I know what they're kind of hanging on. They still think that the markets are driven by the news, okay? We know that they're not, okay? If you watch my last video, you'll know that the news is just designed to trap you on the wrong side of the trade. So really, you don't want to watch the news. Obviously, if you want to watch the news, fill your boots, okay? But just don't get done by the emotions within it. Like Friday, everyone being like, oh, you know, tariffs are going to come out and blow up the market once more. Shock horror. Obviously, they then start to wind down again this week. Nothing to be too worried about after Donald Trump crashed the price on Friday and everyone got shaken out as per usual. Now, for those of you who are doubting, for those of you who are holding some altcoins, who have seen some pretty torrid times, let me show you something. Now, the Bitcoin dominance dumped on the 3rd of January 2021, and then you can see it pretty much sold off aggressively after that. Now, Ethereum and a few other altcoins started to look pretty strong, and we've seen that already, right? We've seen Ethereum up, we've seen Sui up, we've seen some others looking good. Okay, but look, this was Solana back in 2021. From around August until January time, Solana went down 80% to being worth under $1. And this was the 23rd of December it bottomed out. A week later, it found itself here where people were still like, oh, there's not going to be a bull run, not going to be a bull run. All of a sudden, in about a week, it goes up 126%. A few weeks that follow, it goes up. By February, within just over a month, it does a 10x. By May, it's up 35x. It then goes and pulls back 63% in about a week, okay? This is potentially something you might see in the summer. But remember, at those lows, Solana's still 20x what it was at the time where the Bitcoin dominance dumped off. And at the top of the bull market, it reached $257, which meant that it did a 257x from the point at which Bitcoin dominance dumped. Do you see? If you're sidelined right now, many of these altcoins are already on the move. Many of them you missed, right? Even Ethereum. Ethereum right now is printing this rising wedge, okay? Higher lows, flat top. Ethereum's going to break here. Ethereum breaks here, it causes confidence to return to the altcoins. Total 3 chart will break out along with this. Okay, I know Ethereum's not on the total 3, but this is where we're going to get exciting. Ethereum's going to go back above $3,000, and then it's going to be back on its way to being back up towards this trend line. Okay, $3,800. This is where this breakout happens like this, and then the wider crypto market goes absolutely bonkers. You don't want to be getting in when everyone's going crazy because it's too late. Okay, in my opinion, you want to be in before the excitement. That's what I've been trying to talk about on this channel over the last few months. We're starting to return to confidence, and now you're starting to get towards the later stages. Anyway, if you're struggling to navigate these markets and you want to know exactly how to position yourself, how to understand all these different things that I've been talking about on today's video in more depth, how to join a Zoom call once a week where we go over all of these different details, where we go over the different altcoins that we're investing in, how much we're going to invest in them, how many percentages of our portfolio. We talk about all of the updates in the news, and only the most important data and news get shared. We give various different altcoin alerts for the different altcoins that we're buying into, and all of those other details. You can ask questions, you can share your portfolio and get feedback on your portfolio. All you got to do is join the Moon House. It's linked down below in the description. And what I'm going to do as this bull market kind of matures into time, I'm probably going to stop letting people in, mainly so that we can maintain kind of like the level of service that we have in there for the members that are there at the moment. At the moment, there's 2 full-time experts as well as myself in there pretty much on a daily basis, answering questions, handling different details as well. So if you want to join that, just link down below in the description. So if you're late, if you're wondering where do you go, well, let's have a look at some of the on-chain data, because I think it's very telling. I know many of you are holding coins and you're like, I'm not sure if I'm holding the right ones, because I've seen SUI pumping like crazy, but I'm holding AVAX. And AVAX, if you look at the charts, it's not very exciting. It's not very exciting if you're holding it because it's down here. But if you're not holding it yet, actually it's damn exciting, because it's actually been putting in highs and actually isn't returning to lows from previously. This is actually pretty bullish. Okay, and actually what you can see is the very early stages of some accumulation going on here. And if you go across to DeFiLlama.com and you look at Avalanche, you can see that the TVL is slowly creeping up. Total value locked. That means all of the projects being built on Avalanche right now are slowly showing strength returning. So larger cap play, Avalanche, not a bad one. Stable coins, you can see, are pumping up. It's added over $100 million per day to its stable coins market cap in just the last few days. Okay, it's showing all the data that we saw happening in SUI earlier on with SUI when we caught those early moves. Okay, so while it might not pump as hard as SUI did in the early stages, we are likely to see an increase here. That's the large cap if you are so interested. I personally don't hold this, but you just use this data and you're going to see where the data's moving. Okay, smaller coins built on top of Avalanche. What are they doing right now? Well, you've got DeFi protocols, always worth looking at. Are they? You've got Trader Joe. You've got various others that might well start to pick up some of the excitement as Avalanche all of a sudden wakes up behind the scenes. And I'm going to show you. I don't hold Avalanche. This is my portfolio right now. Okay. I've personally been holding SUI. I've been holding Aptos as my kind of layer 1 exposure. But actually, Avalanche also really decent. Really likely to see some upside as well. I was just earlier to the party, okay? So I've been holding these coins that are already in good profits. And if you want to know what other coins I'm holding and why I'm holding them, then I'll do a portfolio video probably tomorrow, maybe later in the weeks. So make sure you're subscribed if you don't want to miss that. And probably before I make that video, I'll post on Twitter about that particular portfolio as well, why I'm holding some of those different coins over on my Twitter. So make sure you go and give me a follow, Peter_THOC. Make sure it's got the blue check mark. There's a lot of imposters out there right now. This is the only one that's mine. Other layer 1 ecosystems. Look at Say, okay? Say, $1 billion market cap, starting to rally up in terms of TVL. They've all got very healthy looking charts here. If you're looking for the perfect entries, here you are, okay? If you draw your little line down here and you get your little cup out, okay, you can see that this one here has broken its cup, it's come back to retest the top, and now it's going to start to rally on its merry way. Not every single cup looks exactly the same, but they're all roughly around there, okay? They've come down, they're rounding up, they're going to start to improve again. And this is Pangolin, just as an example. It's a small cap DEX on Avalanche. It's one that in the past I held. You can see it's come back down, starting to push back up. So while Avalanche might not go beyond 5-6x, Pangolin as a smaller cap DEX has the potential to do like 10x or more beyond Avalanche and will benefit from Avalanche's overall performance. So things in general are starting to look good. If you are fully invested in altcoins right now, because you've been following along, let me know down below. Let me know which altcoins and things that you're holding, what you want in future videos, because I've got so many things I want to talk about. I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys what you actually want to hear. Okay, so let me know down below specifically things you want me to talk about, and I'll do my best to try and bring you that content. One thing that I think is really important right now, as you suddenly start to see some gains, is that you are going to potentially see some very, very quick gains, because some of these altcoins can rally very, very quickly. I mean, this is Pangolin back in early 2024. You can see that it did a crazy move, and we actually caught this on the channel. You see it did a 9x in about 4 days. Okay, so you can suddenly get in a position where you are actually thinking about taking profits. Now, what would I personally do with profits? I've personally been thinking a lot about this recently, whether to take money out of the markets, leave it in crypto, etc. If you are going to take money out of the markets, there's some really smart things you can do with your money. And this here's one of the coolest ones, because you can go and use your crypto to buy things like gold, Rolex watches, wine, lots of other luxury items that are actually going to go up in value. That's right, okay, and you can get up to 40% discount, which has probably got your attention. Now, this platform is RTrade, and you can see they have various different raffles all the time. And if you buy the RTrade token and you stake it, then not only will you earn rewards on staking, which you can see, I've got some staked here, and I'm earning my rewards here, which is 25% APY, but you can also qualify for up to 40% off on things like this Rolex watch here. So you can see I can get this Rolex here for 4,700 bucks by staking some tokens that are going up in value. I can go and buy gold, which we know is going to continue to go up in value because the dollar is falling. And yes, it's a crypto bull market. Yeah, maybe you want to keep your money in crypto, whatever. But as the market pumps, you can pull money out and go and buy stuff that's going to also continue to accrue value. Things like diamonds, they're also going to be a great hedge against inflation. And if you want to go and splash out, they also have various other luxury items, jewelry, Louis Vuitton bags from time to time. I actually made a video on this on the School of Crypto the other day in more detail. Okay, so if you want to go and check out RTrade, go and do that. Now, obviously, I'm fully invested, and you can see here I've got around $16,700 in RTrade. Okay, and I'm staking $4,500 worth just so I can continue to buy things like gold, Rolex watches and stuff as well. Is actually a bit of a smart move, okay? Because as the market continues to increase, guess what all the crypto bros are going to go and do? They're all going to rush to buy watches, and there's a finite amount of watches out there, which means that they're going to go up in value as well, okay? So a bit of a no-brainer. Now, guys, I think the markets are going to get very exciting very, very quickly, but not all coins will rally exactly the same, okay? So if suddenly the market wakes up and all of your coins are kind of sat a bit quietly, just be patient. Okay, there's a very good chance that they're also going to see some growth. Use that chart pattern that I showed you. As long as they're putting in that rounded base, then you should be good. If they're just kind of slowly dying off, then be a little bit cautious. But that rounded base is showing that buyers' intent is coming back into the markets. Remember, I'll show you my portfolio later this week. Subscribe, notification bell turned on, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you very soon in another video. Bye-bye.